It's time for the dogs. Hi everyone! Hello, my name is Scott and today we're going to install a dog door in a wall. Right, Goldie? Right, Rusty? I was wondering where my buddy was. I'm like, where's Rusty at? Look out the window. He's patiently waiting for us to open the door for him because I do not have the dog door installed over here yet. I'm coming, Rusty. I still need to split things up. Come on in. You go on out. I'll leave it open. Sorry, buddy. I'm going to take out the slider, and then we're going to, Goldie and I, reframe what we need to for the door, and then we'll put the dog door in. And if you're wondering where Rusty is, he went with Mom to the store. Goldie and I are just staying home. Roscoe, he's conked out on the bed in there. He's getting old. Come here, Roscoe. Come say hi to everybody. Squirrel. Roscoe, come here, buddy. How you doing? Did you have a good nap? That's my pencil. Don't eat it, please. Roscoe Pico train. Cute, 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 cute. Love you, buddy. Oh, I love you too, Goldie. I love you guys. And Rusty too when he gets home. Rusty's home. I had just installed these doors last night. And we had a sliding door here, and we had our dog door in the sliding door. But now we are going to move it over here. Since I had to reframe all of this for these doors, we have easy access to get to putting the dog door right here. Did Kelly lock you out this morning? Rusty measures at about 24 inches from the shoulder down to the ground. Goldie's a little, well, they're about the same size actually. Roscoe, he measures 28. Rusty's at 24. Roscoe's at 28. Roscoe, he can get through it, no problem. So at the bottom of the 24, or at 24 is almost at the bottom of that box, but if you draw a line straight across, 24 comes to there. And then what I did was transferred my mark around the edge there. It was there. Moved it around here. Sorry about the chickens in the background. Put my mark there so I could see where it came out here. And then take the corner of this, line it up with that mark. But what I want to do is the distance between here and here, when I cut this for the door, I don't want my siding to fall apart because it's lap siding, it's all over each other. And so I'll have a thin little board. So what I did was took a drill and I pre-drilled the hole, and I got tiny little screws that I want to put in there so that when I cut my board, that way the head of the screw isn't too big, so that when I cut this, hopefully these will stay. Here's what it looks like. Power comes in from the top, in one side, out the other. To lift this up a little bit higher, because I'll have to frame in a 2x4 about right there. And one thing you always want to do is make sure you shut the power off so that so you don't get shocked. Just joking, it was already off. I do have this piece of trim that is going to go right back here against that, and then I'll put a board in here all the way around to make it look fancy. What I did you can't really see the lines in here. There's a line going straight down and one going across. The one going across is right at the dog's shoulder. Rusty's measures 24. I went 25 to give so his back isn't rubbing against it. So then I went at 25, and then I found the halfway mark of this line here. So this measures at about 11 inches, about 11 and an eighth really. So then what I did was I found the halfway mark. It might sound goofy, but if you just take this and fold it over to 11 and an eighth, put it to the 11 and an eighth, you can come right up there and figure out right where your halfway mark is. Now you don't got to do all that brain work. And then from there I measured over. Once I found my halfway mark, and I put my mark there, and did the measured here, got my mark there. Now that this line is established, you basically transferred this line to here, and then you could just take a piece of paper and put it over there, trace it out, cut it out, put the piece of paper here. That might be easier, but I'm doing it this way. Now what I'll do is measure my distance, which is right at the edge of 18. So then I'll bring 18 down here and mark it, and that will tell me where my four corners are. Then I'll take a drill and poke holes in the four corners all the way through my siding, and that will tell me exactly where to cut this, so I don't have to try figuring it out outside. Hello! I was explaining to my wife how the flange was going to cover this piece of trim. She suggested, why don't you take a board like this and put over it, and then put the dog door over that, so it'll be nice and flat. And I'm like, that's a good idea. And line that up, draw my line. Right, Rusty? It's like, nope, I want to play. Let's play. Wow, I sure lucked out here. My cut line is on, just barely missed that nail. Come through, just on every single one of those nails is on the other side of, right, Goldie? Am I making a dog door for you guys? Let's see if that fits. Oh, it fits. There you go, Rusty. There you go, Goldie. I used this as a lock for a sliding door and just stuck a stick in the bottom of it so that the door couldn't open any further. And I wrote keep on it so that I wouldn't get rid of it. But it turned out to be the perfect thickness that I need to reinforce all my little siding pieces out here. Push against that so I can keep these from breaking off. Right, Goldie? Against that, so that gives it some support. Good boy, Rusty. Good girl, Goldie. Yeah, how do you like it, huh? Yeah. Now we can go through a normal sized door for once. Oh, come here, Rusty. Roscoe, Roscoe. Come here, Roscoe. Here's your new hole, buddy. There you go. Much bigger for you. Awesome. What I did here was I just simply used some longer screws. Put that trim on the side there. This one's just sitting in there now. I just carefully lined it up here on the sides with it lined up against the top here so that this would be flush, and then I sunk them in, came over here and did these two. These were interesting because that screw barely was long enough to go into that board on each side. So that's done. So now I'll put the other side in, put my paneling back on, and then probably trace it from the inside. Poke holes, do the same thing. That way my two pieces line up. Put this back in. I got my box mounted to the wall to cut this hole, make it a little bigger. I used the handy dandy cut-off tool again to cut out the electrical. Okay, I transferred the line. It's all traced out. Now I'm going to take a drill and poke in the corners. One thing I do need to do though is I'm gonna have a issue here. On the inside of here, I forgot I measured for this opening here, but this has a nub that sticks out beyond Goldie, no, right here, and so I need to cut the corners to accommodate these things. And something my wife wants me to do is cut a 2x4 and put it down here. A little bit of support underneath this. It's a good idea. So I'll throw that in and get this thing buttoned up. That installed. Next we get to close it up. There's not really much room for insulation. Once this is inside of here, then I'll go on the outside and take that foam insulation and I'll spray it from the sides, and it'll find its way into here and it'll fill in those cracks. Not like these things are the most you know, they keep some of the cold air out, but not a lot of it anyway, so a lot of it will come right through here anyway. So that almost concludes our video. It fits like a glove. Hey Goldie. Hey Rusty. Thanks for watching. Say bye everyone.